So Dave, no, not Dave, Tim Vaughn's asked me, can you explain what you mean by stock picker's market? Stock picker's market. So we'll go back to this old saying that says, all boats float in a rising tide. And it's interesting. One moment. So this is on the northern tip of Zanzibar, the island off the coast of Tanzania in the Indian Ocean. And these are all the fishing boats, and they bring them into shore, and when the tide goes out, they end up on the ground, and then they fix their boats, and they paint the bottoms or scrape the coral off or do whatever they need to do. And then, of course, as the tide comes in, they all float. So that's a graphic representation of my rising tide. All boats float in a rising tide. So this is one of the reasons why I'm long bias, because the trend is up. Look at this trend. I mean, this thing just keeps going up and up and up. You know, there's no reason to fight this feeling. And so so in a rising market, all stocks tend to go up. But what happens is, at some point in the market, I mean, the trend is still up, but at some point you have to be more careful on which stocks you pick, because in actual fact, they don't all go up. The indices go up because they're made up of stocks that, and big weighted stocks like Apple and Amazon and these ones, they're all hitting new highs, and they're taking the indices much higher. But when you drill down into the stocks that are going up, it's not stocks that are going up. It's the market leaders. It's the ones that make up the biggest percentage of the indices. And those are what's driving the market higher. So what happens then is not every stock goes up. So you have to be very careful. And that's when you're in a stock picker's market, because not every stock is going up. The indices are going up, but that's based on the fact that the majors are going up. So you can see here stocks over their 40-day and percentage over their 40 or under their stocks above the 40-day moving average. Only 44% of the stocks are above their 44-day moving or their 40-day moving average. And that's a big indicator. Lots of people use 50, but 40 as well. And it is coming off. So even though indices are strong, only less than 50% of the stocks are in an uptrending market. The other 50% are down. The other thing that's showing that is the oscillators, the McClellan oscillator, and it's neutral. This should be way up. If the market is hitting all-time new highs, this should be much, much higher, but it's not. It's very neutral. And the reason it's neutral is that the big cap stocks that make up the major part of the indices are all making brand new highs, and the rest of the market is lagging, and therefore it's a very neutral indicator.